All right, all right. Okay, so I do want to ask a question for this. What is the most important thing that the full moon will bring to the surface? What subconscious thing will be revealed? What hidden thing will be revealed? We have a 5 of cups. We have a 2 of coins. Okay, so first off, we do have some pretty tough energy here. We may have possibly a masculine, doesn't have to be, it's just what we have here, who is realizing somewhere along the lines they left their heart on the table. They have been extremely sad about what they missed out on. I don't know if they were indecisive. If you look closely, we have somebody like in their dressing gown, but then there's a ghostly version of themselves. We have 2 different doorways, 2 different kind of hallways. It almost feels like the road not taken seems like the road that they have regretted ever since. They feel like they missed out. Somehow they left their heart and didn't make a decision with their heart, and that's become very, very clear. If only I had followed my heart, but I didn't. This is like, this person almost feels like it's draining them, or it's making them unwell, it's making them unable to sleep, kind of thing. Okay, so we have the Magician in the reverse. Even if this had been in the upright, I will say this Magician card is a tough one, because this is somebody who's not fully formed, not fully filled in. Now, we could say, oh, it's just that they're electrons buzzing. They're somebody who's like, not really taking shape because they are in 2 places at once, energetically speaking. But I always think this is too fragmented. But in the reverse, this is somebody who feels so disempowered. And I mean, this is very sad for this to be the thing that is, coming up from the subconscious. But maybe it's time for a character to acknowledge, I wish that I had chosen something else. I don't know why I didn't make a decision with my heart. I don't know why I didn't feel empowered enough to choose what I authentically wanted. Why did I say, "Oh, I guess I could take this other route." Can I just see what was the route that you took instead of the route that your heart wanted? Queen of Swords. So the route that they took was actually, I mean, should be wonderful. A Queen of Swords is fantastic. She's truthful, she's honest, she's logical, she's kind. Ace of Cups. The problem with this imagery is this is somebody who is chained here down at the bottom. So I'm wondering if this is somebody who stayed with an individual that loved them and they knew that, but they may not have been in love with that individual. I don't know. What was your circumstance? What did you? I don't get why you're saying, I'm so devastated. I didn't make the right call. When it's like, but you ended up choosing the path of a Queen of Swords who loves you. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It almost feels like they repeated a cycle. So this could be somebody who definitely sacrificed their opportunity to make a choice that they wanted to make by giving up the opportunity that they had to move forward in life. Because this is somebody in this, like maybe they were scared, maybe they could have ended things at one point, but didn't. And instead they started a whole nother karmic cycle. Just here's the really tough thing. Just because somebody loves us and wants to be with us, if we don't love them back, it kind of feels like we're cheating them out of their precious time. So I actually kind of feel like this is not an act of heroism or kindness that it's like, oh my God, I'm so devastated. I mean, I ended up with this great Queen of Swords who she really loves me, but I feel so chained to her. It's like, look, you should be lucky to be with the Queen of Swords, not feel chained to her. But if this isn't the person you were really in love with, and you decided instead of having the courage maybe to break it off, instead you started another new cycle and was like, okay, I guess we'll stay together, or I'll choose a partner that loves me even if I don't love them. And now it's like, this was such a regret, this is such a mistake. Frankly, I kind of want to say, but the Queen of Swords deserves better treatment than that. She nobody's pity's case. She's a freaking Queen of Swords. She's amazing. And I guarantee you, if you didn't want to stay, she'd let you go. Like a Queen of Swords, man, if there's one thing she's good at, it's cutting things free. And she's good with the truth. So I don't know. This feels like I can't quite put my finger on what this was. By the way, somebody could see like scribbles or doodles today, like somebody, just randomly like making circles and squiggles with a pen, trying to make sure that a pen writes. Specifically, could be a pen with red ink. We may have somebody who's got, like, I don't know if they're having some nightmares or something, or if they're having a little bit of double vision, or like, whoa, you know, that was like a floater in my eye or something. It just feels like somebody's vision could be like, like somebody wears bifocals or something, or it's like, whoa, that magnetism just pulled my eyes. I don't know, there's something here with that double vision here. I don't know, somebody could see a shadow or what they think is a ghost too in this storytelling. Um, and then we do have, I don't know if there's this feminine is wearing like a crop top or something, or a bikini top and a sarong. But we do have that as well. So we have a Queen of Pentacles for the road that they didn't take, the reason they go stand in the corner and cry, the thing that they didn't feel empowered enough to do, they decided to, I don't know if they tossed a coin to decide what to do, or if they just couldn't figure out what to do, and so they went with what they thought was the most sensible choice. But here they are again in the corner, hiding all the time. And there's this like house of cards that has collapsed. Look, the Queen of Pentacles would have been an amazing choice also, right? But somebody chose a Queen of Swords over a Queen of Pentacles, and they've been devastated over this ever since, is what it says. And it's because something about they didn't have the courage to walk away from the Queen of Swords. Instead, they started a new cycle with her. Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, but somebody who has a crown on, but their head's not there, but their fancy outfit is. And again, we got like this little, we keep seeing this little like devil dude. And I'm just going to say at every turn, I kind of even wonder if the reason they're so miserable is because, look, the Queen of Pentacles could have some serious money and clout. And they could even be saying, if I had chosen her, I would be so wealthy. I would be so fabulous. Instead, I don't know, she's probably sharing all that wonderful life with somebody else. But it almost feels like they're jealous of the wrong thing. And that's why we got the little jealousy devil dude over here. It feels like this person has a greedy energy to them, perhaps, which is weird because they're also really sad. But greedy people will always be sad because they'll never have enough. So I don't really feel like we need to shed any tears for this person. They made their choice. Can we go back over there to the Wheel of Fortune? Is there a reason that they chose to reinstate yet another cycle with a Queen of Swords? Temperance, somehow to keep the peace, to remember they had the Two of Pentacles also, and now we have the Temperance, which is like the major arcana version of the Two of Pentacles. There is something here about, I just decided I would keep the peace, but did they keep the peace for themselves? Or did they keep the peace like, well, this Queen of Swords would have been, very upset with me if I hadn't chosen her. But a Queen of Swords upright. Look, the only person who seems to be struggling is whomever this person is that regrets the road not taken. They didn't make a choice from their heart. But then I kind of wonder if part of the reason their heart wishes they had chosen the Queen of Coins instead is because of a thought of money, unless I'm totally misinterpreting this and they didn't choose the Queen of Pentacles because the Queen of Swords was the route that had like wealth or money or some kind of easier life. Because it says that they chose it like peace, balance. So by choosing that Queen of Swords, maybe they chose what was familiar. Maybe this is somebody they had dated already, or maybe this is all past life stuff. They keep making the same, they find soulmates, they keep choosing the soulmate that isn't their actual first choice time and again, because they pick somebody that is like the safe choice, but not who their heart really wants. Can we just dig in, say, why are you, this is what the full moon is bringing up. And what is that going to do? Is that going to help them to understand the choices that they've made? Death card. Yes, they can finally change this. It's hard to break a cycle if we don't know that we're doing it. But the death card gives us a chance to look at things and say it's never too late to alter the way we've been doing things. Now, what they would need to alter is like night and day. They can't keep ignoring their heart. So if they're going to shed an old behavior, if they're going to change something, in this lifetime, now that they know it without a doubt, they know why they're miserable. They know that they should have chosen what their heart wanted, which happened to have been the Queen of Pentacles, but they didn't. They chose the safe route, whatever that means. The only thing is, again, I'm going to advocate and say, but this Queen of Swords is an awesome individual. So it's not like, boo hoo, I got stuck again with the wrong soulmate. This soulmate's amazing, and it seems like she's really loving and really good to them somehow. So I'm not sure. I don't know. This person, I have a hard time, understanding why there's this woe is me story, because A, they've been in control of their choices, and B, they had a choice between two amazing queens. Either way they slice it, they end up with an amazing queen, one who loves them and treats them good, but they don't seem to love. And then the other person who they wish that they had chosen. Let's just hypothetically, if you had chosen the Queen of Pentacles, this is just me branching out just a little. If you had chosen the Queen of Pentacles, what might your life have been with her? Knight of Swords, it would have been like this rapid change. Everything in their life would have been a rapid, different thing. So maybe that's the real reason that they didn't go that route. Well, this would have been a great life too. We have the Hierophant sideways, we have the Strength card upright. They would have had to make like a 180 in their life. They would have made a snap decision to be with her, and they would have had a partner for life that was powerful and loyal and vulnerable, and it would have been somebody that they would have probably let's be honest, they probably would have been better off with the Queen of Pentacles, in the sense that they would have found more courage. First off, the courage to have chosen their heart's desire in the first place, but also they would have gained courage being with her. With the Hierophant sideways, they would have shared like a real marriage. They would have been shoulder to shoulder with her in everything, and it would have been a real partnership. Okay, so it would have been a terrific match, and their life would have been great with that Queen of Pentacles. But let me ask this question. Had you never met the Queen of Pentacles, would you have been satisfied with the Queen of Swords? Knight of Cups sideways. Look, a knight is not as powerful. We have a Queen of Swords again, and we have the Wheel of Fortune upright. It's weird because it's like they probably would be in a similar situation where they would say, well, this is nice. The Queen of Swords is nice, truthful. We can build a good life together, but the passion is not really there. The volume of love is perhaps not really there. It kind of almost feels like this is almost like a business arrangement. That's almost what it feels like. Can I just ask real quickly, but what is it for the Queen of Swords? The Fool. I mean, she took a big leap of faith. I think she wanted this. I think this is seemingly she's happy and loyal. Four of Swords, though, and Nine of Wands. Ooh, okay, so not entirely. Okay, so our Queen of Swords has some secrets. As open as she is, she's not totally honest about everything. I mean, normally Queen of Swords is truthful, but she's also sensible, and I was mixing up truth with sensibility. She made a sensible choice of going ahead and ending up with, we'll say, him, because something else happened in her life that was a deep disappointment. And I think she took a sudden leap of faith. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to be loyal. And, I can love this person to a certain extent, but it's because I have a wound. She might have been in love with somebody else. It didn't work out. And she's been brokenhearted over them ever since. But she took, a choice to go match with somebody else and said, I can, what's that song? Because if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. That may be why this has always been lackluster, or always been a relationship where it's like, it's a night's amount of energy. It's not that it's it's not unkind. It's not that there isn't affection here, but there's not passion and love and true partnership. But if he had never met the Queen of Pentacles to compare it with, he could have probably said that he could have been a lot happier being with the Queen of Swords because he wouldn't have known any better. He wouldn't have known what he was missing out on. But instead, if that's the case, though, how is it that you ended up choosing the Queen of Swords again? And does that mean in this lifetime that you chose her again, you encountered the same soulmates? Or does it mean you were already with the Queen of Swords and you met the Queen of Pentacles and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? I'm going to go back to the Queen of Swords. We have the Justice card. This talks about a karmic imbalance. This can also, though, talk about a legality, legal documents. Four of Wands. Oh, he chose not to divorce. So he was already married to the Queen of Wands. Then met the Queen of Pentacles, could have divorced, but decided it would be too much difficulty. So went back to the Queen of Swords and stayed. Because this is like, oh God, the legalities of separating, divorcing. Ooh. Okay, so that's where it's like, no, I just kept the peace. I just didn't want to disrupt my life. Well, again, then you chose the easy path, and you easy was better for you than what your heart said that it wanted. So, this is a big thing, though, for him to have to sit here and, like, acknowledge, like, I did this. I made a choice that wasn't of my heart, but I made it for the ease, and I'm aware of what I would have missed out on and what I have been missing out on, the partnership, the life, the incredible thing that I could have had, I could have shared with somebody, but I didn't. And I know all of that. So that's what's coming up. Like, he's going through it. I just want to ask real quick, what has happened to the Queen of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles. We got Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Hang on. Page of Wands, Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So she's been doing some healing. She might have been pretty salty, pretty bitter for a period of time, but she's been healing. She's not anybody's second fiddle or second choice. I think she's attracted to somebody new. Ooh, she's moving on and she's happier than she's ever been. So she went from salty to saying, screw this. I'm not going to be an unchosen Queen of Pentacles who's salty. I would never be somebody's second choice anyway. I can heal from this. There's other hotties out there, other lovers. And you know what? Actually, now that I think of it, God, I'm so excited that I don't want to ever be put in competition. Do they want me? Do they not? So I'm actually just as happy moving on. So this full moon, she's really aware that her life has turned out great. I do think that there's somebody new, a new spark of romance. She could be learning to play an instrument. She could be super vivacious. She could be very active. Her life looks freaking amazing. So she's not pining for them. Final question for them. If you're going to be changing things, what does that mean? Because they have the Death card. King of Cups in the reverse. He may go ahead and admit, I'm not happy. I didn't make some of the right choices. Three of Swords. Yeah, I think will you admit that to the Queen of Swords? Like, hey, I'm realizing that I know why I'm not happy. Ooh, Seven of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I think he's going to look. Nothing here says that he's going to have success getting back together with the Queen of Pentacles, but it says he's starting to become honest about what he's lied about. I haven't been happy in a very long time. I've been pretending that things are fine. But in fact, I think he's going to come clean. There is somebody else I've been in love with. That's what it seems like. That's a big thing for him to start addressing. Maybe he addresses it with himself first, not the Queen of Swords, but it looks like he's got to make some changes and address these things. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.